Pick a card, any card. Wait, wrong video. This device you actually see is supposed to play music, but in a very interesting manner. I'll show you exactly how that's done right now. It's something to do with these cards. Let's have a look, shall we? So you can see it plays music based off the colour of the cards. Let's get more into actually how this is done.
Right, so I've shown you what I've made. Now I need to show you what you need to make that. So starting off, you need a white LED, as bright as you can get really. Two 220 ohm resistors. You need a DIN 5 socket for the MIDI cable that's going to be going into it. But I haven't put the MIDI to USB cable in here, but you need one of them as well. A light dependent resistor, you need 3 of those. Some coloured acetate or any kind of coloured plastic you can stick on top of the LDRs. Some wire, obviously, to connect all this stuff, and you need 3 330 ohm resistors. Those are for the LDRs. Other than that, that's pretty much all you need. Obviously you need an Arduino and breadboard, but I hope you knew that. Let's move on to the next part. Right, so the basic setup of the Arduino is here. Got the ground cable, power cable. I've extended them over onto this side as well because I've got components on this side. It made it a little bit easier. I've got an LDR which is connected into the analog in on the Arduino board with a 330 ohm resistor and a power cable. This is done for the other LDRs as well. They all go into from A0 to A2 on the analog in. Then you've got an LED in the middle, the white LED I was talking about earlier, which is going into has power going into it and a resistor. That's all you need, which is a 220 ohm resistor. This is going to reflect the color of the card onto the LDRs. And the LDR is going to have filters on them, and if the filter is the same color as the color reflected onto it, it will have the highest value. I'll get more into that when I get into the code. We have a DIN 5 socket with a 220 ohm resistor that goes directly into the power, and then you have another wire which goes directly into the TXO, and that's pretty much the setup for that. We'll go on to the code now. Right, so let's talk about the code. It's all pretty simple really. Originally when I started the code I used an example here called in communication, and the examples on the actual Arduino IDE called MIDI. Here we set up the serial communication with the computer, which is going to be set to a MIDI baud rate which is 31250, so you can send MIDI messages, which is what we want to do. Then we set up the analog reads on the analog ins on the Arduino board, and I've called them names which are relative to the color of the sensors or the LDR sensors. And then I've mapped these mainly because the yellow sensor was receiving the highest values when I was trying to test it before. So I just wanted to map them and have them have relative values that are kind of equal to each other, rather than having them values that are not equal to each other. Then we set up a basic if statement here, which is going to compare the values of the sensors. So in this case it does the red sensor with the blue and the yellow, and then it sends this MIDI message if it's the highest. And then you do it again for the blue and the yellow. At the bottom here we set up the actual message construction, which is this. It's called CC or control change. We've got the command, the CC number or the channel number, and the value or the channel value. So here this is the command, which is this code here is equal to what a control change is in MIDI. Then you've got the MIDI channel, which is 127, and then you've got the MIDI value or the channel value, which is 3. Other than that, that's pretty much all you have to do for the code. Let's move on to actual audio mulch. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you how to set up audio mulch now, and that'll be the last thing that you need to know. We start off by creating a baseline by right clicking new signal generators, click baseline, double click it, set up some random patterns here down at the bottom, and then you can store them here in the presets. I've got them already preset, and once you've done that you want to go into parameters controls, and then you want to set up preset numbers, and this is where you basically set up a control change from, and then you set the channel number, which ours is 127. Once that's done, you basically go into the settings over here, and then you set up the MIDI input output control. Make sure you set it up as USB MIDI output as USB MIDI. Once that's done, you're pretty much ready to run the code and get it working. Make sure when you do use audio mulch you use this button over here, which is enable MIDI. Other than that, I think I've pretty much told you everything you need to do. Good luck, have fun, and thanks for watching.